Hindi ko kailangan talk number 3. Talk number 4. Andito na talk number 4. Talk number 5. Sige. Talk number 5. Talk number 6. Sige. Talk number 5, loving God. YFC wala yata. Alam ko dito kaya. Tapos mawala rin kayo sa libro. May tickets ka.
Huwag kayo meron kami wala. Talaga? Pumili talaga kayo?
Kayo ba?
Sold out. As in 4 p.m. first day, sold out.
Sa center.
Baka may hawkers ang tawag doon.
In-invite ko na yung music niya na Metro Manila, mag-worship sila sa bahay namin kasi hindi na kami.
So meron tayong may vlog.
So sabi ako, sige, jamming tayo. Ganito, sige. So anong tawag doon? So far kasi, teka lang, top 1, may naman sa top 1. Ay, yan. Naman sa top 1. So far para sa mga, ito kasi community na members sa community, so okay na. Nag-gets nyo yung pinaka-format ng Christian life group. Alam nyo na. So far ba, nakikita nyo na yung reason kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng iba't ibang talks or natatanggin nyo na bago tayo mag-proceed sa may mga questions ba na malabo? So, okay. Walang doubts. Walang doubts. Sige, so, i-recap ko lang ha. Top 1, okay. Top 2. Top 1, may nakamiss. Top 2 majority. Top 3, okay yata lahat. Top 4 yata, okay yata lahat. Top number 5 meron, tapos top number 6. Sige. So, top number 2 actually, parehas yun yung pinaka-iniwasan kong talk. Kasi, yun yung talk na who is Jesus Christ. And for the longest time kasi, ang mga nagbibigay ng talk na yung mga pare. And unfortunately, last time na nagbigay yung mga brothers sa Sika, magagaling, tapos na-miss out ko yun kasi may word yata ako. So, anong tawag doon? Talk number 2 kasi, talk number 2 is an extension of talk number 1. In a way na pinag-usapan natin God's love. God's love creates, God's love forgives, and God's love redeems. And yung God's love redeems na yun, we're talking about Jesus Christ. And moving forward, identifying who si Jesus Christ. Anong tawag doon? Mas nag-focus tayo sa talk number 2. Ngayon, sa tagal-tagal ko sa community, yung talk number 2, who is Jesus Christ, is something I feel guilty also because I only knew Jesus as a person who was crucified. He has done for us. It's more of establishing ano yung identity ni Christ as a person, not just as a divine. Kasi by nature, Christ, may dalawa siyang, ewan ko naalala niyo sa theology, may dalawang natures si Christ. Christ is divine and Christ is man. For us, we are man, pero Christ is both man and divine. So, pupunta lang ako sa talk number 2. Alam niyo kung gano'ng kagalit si Lord sa akin sa talk number 2 kasi may talk outline yan. Tapos yung pinaka-core message ng talk outline, naka-print dito. So lahat ng page ng print, except yung talk outline ng number, yung core message ng talk number 2. Sabi ko, Lord, talagang may message kayo sa akin tungkol kay Jesus. So, ang nangyari, nung imbis-bisahin ko yung buong, yung core message lang na to, binasa ko talaga siya as in. So, parang, hindi ko sabi ni Lord, kailangan ko basahin talaga. Kailangan ko basahin talaga yan. So, anong tawag doon? I think one of the key items na nakita ko dito sa talk number 2 is that yung part na Jesus forgives sins. Kasi parang Jesus Christ forgiving sins is an affirmation of His divine work. Kasi parang, for example, si Jen, nasa Pacquiao City. Maganda pa alam si Story. Nasa Pacquiao City Story. By right, si Story, siya yung magsasabi kay Jen na I forgive you. But Christ is the only person who would forgive the sins of others for others. And siya lang yung naging nature. And parang, ang natuwa ko sa part nung binabasa ko yung talk out. Mukhang talaga gusto nila. Sa akin yung talk out. Kasi parang, of all the people na nag-claim na sila yung Christ or sila yung naging Messiah, Christ was the only person na in-introduce ng prophets even before he came. Christ was the only one na nagkaroon ng maraming introduction from Isaiah, from Abraham, sa mga panahon na yun, may sinasabi na si Lord na there will be someone who will guide yan. Unlike for other iconic persons sa mundo, sinasabi nila, ako yung the way, I am ganyan si... Hindi ko lang po ano pero sinabi kasi dito, other people would have claimed that they are Christ. But it was only Christ where other people were claiming that may lahat ng tao. So it's just only to give importance to Christ's identity. So, okay. Next. So, I guess ang pinaka-takeaway for talk number is that there's more to Christ than just a person dying on the cross. Unfortunately, ang daming ang books, wala to sa talk out, right? Ang daming ang books na parang, where was Jesus Christ from 4 years old to 20 years old yata, or 29 years old. And doon siya nagkaroon ng mga books na, Christ was in India. Kasi yung mga panahon na yun na parang na-develop ang Hinduism, tapos parang natagin nila yun. And there were books written about that na maybe Christ was in India. Kasi missing piece yun eh. All we know was Christ, yung lost and finding Jesus at the temple. And then, yung next alam na natin, binaptize na si Jesus sa River Jordan. And parang, I guess, meron ding, we're also asked to reflect. How much do we know about Christ, about His ministry, about His actions? Ako, sa tagal-tagal ko nga sa community na nabanggit ko na yun, I know very less about Christ. I knew only Him as a person I worship. Pero yung intimate relationship, wala talaga. Mas close ako sa Holy Spirit. Mas close ako, medyo weird, pero mas close ako sa Holy Spirit. So, my message for everyone else is, don't be like me. Don't be like me. Spend time understanding who Christ is. Spend time understanding bakit kaya nagalit si Jesus kung nasa templo siya. Bakit kaya ito yung ginawa ni Jesus sa mga panahon na yun. Be better than me in terms of knowing Christ. Okay. Talk number 3. Lahat na ako talk number 3. Talk number 3. No, stop. Okay. Talk number 4. May nakabisa ng talk number 4. Okay. Talk number 5. Wala sa ano yan. Wala sa talk out na yan. Wala sa YFC yan. So, I think if there's one word which I could sum up talk number 5, it would be goals. Yung talk number 5 kasi, talk number 5 is a start of, papasadahan ko yung module. Kasi talks 1 to 4 is the basic truths of Christianity. So, it's the basic truth. Those are the basic truths of Christianity. Now, it's when we say Christianity, it encompasses all kinds of Christian denominations. Meaning, regardless kung Katoliko ka, Protestante ka, we're talking about the same thing. Number 1, God's love. Number 2, who is Jesus Christ. Number 3, what it means to be a Christian. Number 4, repentance. Those talk number 4, in-highlight natin na we can go to confession. But in the very essence of talk number 4, ang sinasabi natin, it's the repentance part, turning away from sin and going back to God. So, talk number 1 is, the module number 1 is the basic truths about Christianity. And module number 2 is the authentic Christian life. Even before we can proceed kung paano mabuhay as a Christian, we have to know the basics. Kaya natin pinasadahan yung talks 1 to 4. Ngayon, talk number 5, the start of module 2, starts with the sentence, the Christian ideal starts with loving God. So, kung baga sinasabi ng talk number 5 is, our highest goal as Christians is to actually love God. Kailangan. Ayan. As in nakasulat dito, loving God is our highest ideal. And, kasi ang pinaka-core verse ng talk number 5 is, loving God with all our hearts, with all our mind and soul, and with all our spirit. So, kung titignan natin, may mga iba't ibang examples kung paano. Pero, bago man na tayo pumunta doon, gusto ko mag-focus tayo sa part na loving God should be our ideal and should be our goal. Now, as a Christian ideal, ang hirap talaga eh. Kasi parang, kung next na tayo ngayon. Lord, sa dami ng priorities natin ngayon, we have our work na. Ay, nag-aaral ka. I mean, sa dami ng nasikaso natin, work, studies. Sometimes it's so hard to even think kung paano natin isisingit yung loving God. Kasi parang, minsan i-justify natin, Lord, binigay niyo sa akin tuition na ito eh. Binigay niyo sa akin yung pamilya ko na kailangan ko alagaan. Lord, binigay niyo sa akin yung studies ko na kailangan ko pagsumikapan. So, paano ko gagawin yung pag-love sa'yo? So, the thing that I would like to share sa part na yun, sa talk number 5, loving God, is make sure that all of your goals, the Lord or Christ is there. Yun yung pinaka-least na hingin ko sa'yo. Make sure that everything that you do, you have prayed for it, you have considered God there. In a way na, share na ako ngayon, in a way na I could have, may offer na ako dati, alam to ng household, may offer na ako 5 years ago. No, 8 years ago. No, 8 years ago, I was given an option to leave the country kasi nag-resign na ako sa dati ko company. And at that time, may kontrata na ako. Kasama ko pa yung mga SFC noon. Sabay-sabay kami bumili ng laptop ko. Kasi nga, palis na ako eh. May kontrata na ako. May visa na ako. Pupuntang India. So, it was there. I will be earning a lot. Ang kontrata ko noon was $6,000. Malinis yun. Pero sabi ko, service ko na ng SFC. Sabi ko, Lord, wala yung peace of mind ko kung nagtatrabaho. Hindi ko makakawalan yung, though nandiyan na eh, napirma ako na, nag-hesitate ako. And binigyan ako ni Lord ng opportunity to actually work here. Last minute, nagkaroon ng work dito, kinuha ko. Yun pa rin yung work ko ngayon, pero hindi ko nakatabi ako sa trabaho ngayon, kaya stress ako, alam nila problem. Pero at that time, I really put God into my hands. And eventually, when I stayed here, nagkaroon ako ng love life sa SFC. Nag-break din kami ng miss ko. SFC, nag-inactive siya. So ngayon, may girlfriend ako, pero SFC. Pero before ako nagkaroon ulit ng girlfriend, nag-date ako outside SFC. Sabi ko, ayoko na makasakit ng babae sa SFC kasi mag-inactive yan. Nag-date ako sa Light of Jesus kay Bo Sanchez, ganyan, wala rin. Mga aning na tao yung dinate ko, wala lahat ng mga naging kaklase ko, may nireto yung magulang ko, may nireto yung ganyan, wala, fail. Pero eventually, ang naging prayer ko na lang at that time, ang tagal ko sa talk number 5, was, my prayer for my love life was, Lord, give me someone who would understand yung amount of dedication na meron ako sa inyo. And I knew for myself na hindi ko na ito, itong community na ito, hindi ko na makakawin. And the Lord graced me with so much. And yun yung pinakasasabihin ko sa inyo. Consider all your goals. Consider Christ sa lahat ng goals. It's not na kailangan nating makapare, madre, gano'n. Hindi na uso yun. It's God blessed us with our lives. We have to consider it every step of it. Now, pabalik na tayo sa examples ng Christian ideal. Ano yung paraan kung paano natin i-consider yun? So, loving God with all our hearts. Meaning, the commitment should be there. Loving God with all our heart and soul. Meaning, we should do our best not to be tempted sa mga iba pang para sumigoy tayo. Ganyan. Kasi, sa goals natin, pwede tayong sumigoy. Ako, last week, pinagalitan ako ng parents ko. Umalis ako lahat. Nagdodota ka. Pagdating ko dito, nagdodota pa rin. Mas ginusto ng parents ko na umalis ako ng bahay. So, ayun. And lastly, loving God with all our strength. By strength, we mean time, talent, and treasure. So, ito si Bruno, music. So, kung meron kayong capacity to serve, do it. Ito si Jem, tonto ako sa nag-music. Siya rin, Ellen, sumasama-sama sa music. Si Manny, hindi nyo alam yung talent niya sa logistics. Nandito yung palagi. I mean, everything is appreciated. So, when you're asked to serve, just do it. Serving. So, ayun, Christian ideal, loving God. May tanong so far. Talk number 6, sino hindi na mag-talk number 6? Okay. Alam nyo, yung loving God and loving your neighbor, yun yung pinakamahalaga kong kasi loving God and loving your neighbor forms the cross. Loving God is the vertical, us to God, and loving our neighbor is the horizontal, from us to other people. So yun yung pinaka-premise na yun. When we follow talk number 5, and we follow talk number 6, it's actually the foundation of our response to it. Kung paano natin gagawin yun. Now, I think talk number 6, pumapalibot siya sa kailangan na pumunta sa talk number 6. Talk number 6, kailangan ng props dito kasi it's taken from It's taken from Corinthians. Alam niyo na yung verse na yan, yung Corinthians, yung pinakasikat. Love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous of others, love is not. So, yung mga maraming yun, those are the different aspects of love. And I think ang pinaka-takeaway ko dito, kasi it's too many to give an example. But one thing which I would want you to remember about loving your neighbor is that loving your neighbor will always come as a sacrifice. It will not come as something pleasurable. Pleasurable is something we get in return. But loving the neighbor comes as a sacrifice. So hindi kung when we love, huwag na tayong mag-expect na babalikin sa atin. Let the Lord provide that in return. Sa previous usapang sa previous relationship, the hardest part was having so much expectations. And expectations, yun yung pumatay sa relationship. Hindi ako nag-expect masyado, but the sister expected too much. Kasi she's giving all of herself. And in the end, walang natira sa kanya. And she was expecting as well na ma-receive ko. Real love is something that we give because we love. It's not something we give because we expect. Now, when we say we can love others, we can only say that we can love others when we only know how to love them. And we know how to love Jesus Christ. That's why kailangan natin unahin paano mamahalin ng Diyos. Kasi yun yung I think, sorry kung puro example ng Gigi, pero kasi yung pinaka-concrete example kung paano magmahal. Para sa akin, kapag ikaw pinagbibigyan mo kung pagbibigyan mo ba itong lalaking ito na naliligaw sa'yo, or kung bibigyan mo itong babae na naliligaw sa'yo, think of it as this. If a person is able to love someone who cannot be touched, who cannot be felt at any given time, what more for a person na kaya makita, kaya mahawakan? It comes first with loving God. Find the person who knows how to love God, and it is very much easy for you to offer na yung tao yan. Now, when it comes to loving, it will always be a painful process kasi part of that, we're giving ourselves. So, yun yung kailangan natin. Teka lang, kailangan ko nang basahin yung core message to. Ayoko lang Okay. Ang pinaka-important part pala dami ko sinabi sa laban. Naskin ko ito. Viewers ito. For loving your neighbor, the most important verse or most important parable is a parable of the Good Samaritan. The parable of the Good Samaritan kasi talks about who? The Samaritan and sino yung isa? Sino yung nasagasahan? Or sino naman yung kinolab? Kasi nagtatanong ako kasi hindi ko alam sino yun. Naalala niya. Pero hindi niya, Jew ba yun? Hindi. Help me. Help me. Teka lang. Kailangan, tinitingnan ko dito tinitingnan ko dito. Okay. Naalala ko na kung bakit ko pala gusto ng talk. So, may ko lang, sige, thank you Lord. May 5 minutes pa tayo. Yung kasi, pilosopo yung nagtanong na to, yung parang scribe yata, na nagtanong kay Jesus, who is my neighbor? Kasi nauna muna sabihin ni Jesus na, love your neighbor. And then may sinabi yung audience. He asked, sino yung neighbor ko? He was trying to be genius kung paano nga ba talaga. And then, Christ defined who is your neighbor. And then he defined him through this parable. Do you know what parable means? Does anyone know? Sino yung kaya mag-define ng parable? Walang tama, walang mali. Pero okay lang na sumpo. YFC, parable. YFC, oh? Parable. Parable. Paano ang parable? Jeff, kaya mo. Parable. Walang tama, walang mali. Try. Ay, grabe, Lord. Lord, magta-try lang. Just one. Gusto mo i-try. Parables are stories told by God, told by Jesus, which exactly mean how they are supposed to mean. But they are told in a story or in a context na maiintindihan natin. We can take the message as it is. Because what the Lord wants us to understand is so, yun na yun mismo. Kumbaga, kung ano yung pagkasabi ni Jesus, at kung ano yung tamang pag-intindi natin sa parable, yun na yung mismong mensahe na gusto natin sabihin nila. Kasi minsan, the message of the Lord is too complex for us to understand. That it has to be simplified para lang mag-gets natin ito. Pero kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng mensahe ni Lord through that parable, yun na yun. For example, nung ako yung nag-talk dito. Yes. Ako yung nag-talk dito. Yung parable of the prodigal son. Yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na the father was waiting, the father hugged the son, dumating siya, and the father was rejoicing because he said, my son who was dead has now returned and is now alive, let us celebrate. That is the feeling of the father. Yun yung feeling ni God kapag tayo nanumbalik sa kanya. Now, when the Lord mentioned of this parable, that's how He wanted to treat. That's how He wanted us to treat other people as well. So, the Lord, sinasabi ni Lord, yung parable na ito, ng Samaritan, and nalimutan ko kung sino yun. Basta hindi niya talaga neighbor, but you can that. One particular thing that the Samaritan did, the list of things that he did was, number 1, he poured oil and wine. Number 2, he bandaged him. Number 3, he lifted him up. Number 4, he took him to an inn. Number 5, he cared for him. And number 6, nag-iwan pa siya ng mga gamit. Alam nyo, sa haba ng parable na yun, the Lord specified, Jesus specified the steps that the Samaritan did. And it means that the Lord expects us to do the same, to give as much effort as we can to the people who are needing our help. Isa sa mga experiences ko before about loving your neighbor was that dati dito justify ko yun. Kapag may nalimos, huwag magbigay. Kasi baka mamaya, baka mamaya yung gusto ng mga. And then I just realized na parang sa taong nalilimos sa atin, ano yung pinagkaiba natin na tayo nalilimos ng dasal sa Panginoon? Diba? We're asking for something like, Lord, kailan niyo po ako bibigyan ng promotion? Lord, kailan po ako gladly? Kailan po ako magkakaroon ng honors sa class? Kailan po ako magkakaroon ng GG? Hindi natin alam yung sarili nating intention, but God knows our intention. Diba? Sometimes the Lord gives us that. Pero hindi naman natin narinig sa pera na bigyan ka ng GG, anuhin mo lang ito. Bigyan ka ng pera, anuhin mo lang ito. Nangyari ba sa atin yun? Hindi. The Lord will give because He wanted. And who are we to judge a person asking for help? Eh, nangingi siya. Diba? Yun yung pinaka-nangyari sa akin when I was nasa mall ako. Reyes barbecue. Masarap talaga yung barbecue. Pero mahal. Nag-order ako 2-piece na barbecue steak. Isang takal na kanin. Pero gutom na gutom. Lagi pa ako extra rice. Isang extra rice. Tsaka isang mangkok na suka. Gutom na ako. Alam mo yung nanginginig sa buto. Kasi ang dami ito mga nanginginig ako. And then, susubo pa lang ako. Biglang may nagpakita sa akin. Kasi nagpakita na, kuya, mahingi naman ako. Kasi nakalusot siya sa security. Akala ko talaga, nulto, kasi nga nagpakita sa akin ng bigla. Sabi ko, naman to. Nabigla ako. Tapos parang ako, hindi! Kumano ako. Hindi! Kasi ano, pero that time, nakonsin ako, sabi ko, may extra barbecue ako. May extra rice ako. I could have shared my meal with the rep na kausap niyo. Tapos, after nun, yun yung turning point ko sa akin na hindi na ako magko-question ng intention ng tao ko. Pag may nangingin ng tulong, ibibigay na. The same goes sa story ng Samana. When someone asks for our help, we don't ask for their intention. We don't ask sa magana. Diba? Alam nyo, very straightforward example na to. Sa family natin, kapatid mo lapit sa'yo. Dahil pa natin tanong, bakit ba? Gusto mo gagamitin yung pera? Anong gagawin mo dyan? Ba't kita kailangan tulungan? Dahil natin tanong, na hindi man lang natin sinigot yung pinaka-original na tanong. Diba? Yun yung ibig sabihin na to. The Samaritan helped a person without even asking anything. And he treated him as someone he loved. And yun yung pinaka-mensahe sa atin ni Jesus Christ. So, kailangan mo basahin ito. Basahin ko lang dito. In the parable, Jesus does not directly answer the question, who is my neighbor? Since this opens up the possibility that some will be neighbor and others are not. So in short, hindi talaga sinagot ni Christ. Kasi He expects us that everyone will be a neighbor. Okay. The right question to ask is not, who is my neighbor? But, am I a neighbor to other people? So, huwag tayong mamusga. Let's just give that question to us. Ibalik natin sa sarili. Okay. So, ayun. Yun lang so far. Talks 1 to 6 in 20 minutes. Anong tawag doon? What to expect in talks number 7 and 8? 7 is the Christian family. Speaker natin here. Talk number 8 is the Holy Spirit. We will start to talk about the Holy Spirit. Talks number 9 onwards is a life in the Holy Spirit. So, it gets more exciting. Yung mga SFC mag-lead load yata. Pero alam ko ito-cancel namin yun para makapag-lead load. Okay. So, i-announce din yung tingin of them. Pero ang pinagkaiba nyo lang sa YouTube kasi meron kayong tickets kami wala. so,
wala kang makakancel.
So, ayan. So far, may tanong, may questions tayo. So, nagigets nyo yung flow so far. Everything is good. So, for YFCs ako, gusto ko lang din matanong. Mas na-appreciate ba na mas hinihimay natin ito ngayon kaysa sa 3 days. I mean, gusto ko lang din ba rin. I mean, now that we're taking this 1 session at a time versus 3 days to next one, what's the difference? Kasi, tanong ko nag-expect ako sa So, yun din yung idudugtong ko lang din last week. Kailangan pala natin mag-practice ng songs. Ano? Pero last week kasi, nagkaroon ng assembly yung SFC together with YFC, PY, 80 persons in Antigasel. And yun din yung napansin namin. Maganda yung workshop. It was a worship workshop. Ako yung nagbigay ng talk. Pero yung challenge namin was, ang ganda ng content, but we have to simplify things. And yun din na-realize ko na iba rin talaga kapag very deep yung pag-explain. So ayun. Anyway, so yun yung talks 1 to 6. Kailangan natin mag-practice ng kanta kasi yung kanta natin ngayon. Na-set up na nila. Practice na tayo.
Alright.
Ayun, thanks guys.
Thank you. Salamat natin, Ronjo Solis.
Talks 1 to 6 in 20 minutes. Huwag niyo ito ulitin.
Next CLP program natin,